Spam in Discord. Yeah.
Yay!
Yay.
Hey. Quite.
Welcome everyone to the last All Fun and Dice session of 2020.
Forever.
Yay! That's what I thought you was gonna say.
Me too.
Yeah, this is me abruptly canceling it
Yeah.
without telling anyone in the party. Aren't I a fantastic DM, everyone? No, but
Yeah.
actually, welcome to the episode 38 of All Fun and Dice, the last one of 2020. We will be taking next week off for the holidays, but we will be returning the week after on the very first day of the year. So it's going to be super exciting. I'm very excited for that. Other than that, and adorable Saber making an appearance, we are good to jump straight into tonight's episode. So last time on All Fun and Dice, having discovered the portal home in the crypt of the ancient elemental king Kiet Gao's tomb, the Undertones found themselves once more on the prime material. The group was tired after their long journey through the Tower of Rest, so they decided to spend the night on this unknown mountain and make their way down in the morning. During the watch, Knack and some others identified a settlement off in the distance and decided to move towards it. The mountain peak was treacherous and a challenge to descend, but thanks to Erie's deft footwork, the party managed to reach the forest floor. Knack used his holy magic to contact his wife in the city of Hinlock, only to find that they had been on the plane of air for an entire year, and in that time something had gone terribly wrong. The city was surrounded by an unknown threat and was beginning to starve out. Luckily, Pippin identified some local flora, and was confidently able to say that they were on the Isle of Gardenia in Cadarth. Unfortunately, the city in the distance was New Dahlia, where Lonan Bluebane was said to kill Merchant King Elia. Despite this, the Undertones formulated a plan to sneak off the island and to safety. We pick up tonight's session on the borders of New Dahlia, still within the forest line, to an odd, shocking sight. The city palace was completely engulfed by a sea of tents. So this is where you guys are standing now. It is about midday. The sun is high. You are in the now thinning forest on the Isle of Gardenia, and this like pristine cake-like city palace of New Dahlia is just engulfed in just almost like it looks like it's incredibly dense. It's like you, by estimates, like half a kilometer to a full kilometer, like worth of tents surrounding the entire city.
Wow.
Thanks.
So we're standing outside of the city on like the outskirts.
You guys are currently in the forest still. You guys have not left the forest. The city, like the tent city that is surrounding the actual city, is probably about I would say like 300, 500 feet away. It is a decent, like it is still quite far. You can see people milling about in the city, pretty slow, pretty lethargic. But you can't really make out anything too specific from this distance yet.
Would I be able to tell like the time of year and everything what this could be? Like if it could be like a
You guys were able
festival?
to identify that it is it is either the beginning of autumn or it's going to be autumn very soon, based on the forest's leaves. Some of them are starting to change in color. Most of the leaves are still green, the vast majority, but you are able to see some yellows and oranges of autumn appearing already.
So it could be like an autumn festival.
You, Lonid, would know that there aren't really festivals like this in New Dahlia.
Mhm.
It is specifically, the city is basically set up exclusively for the royal Bonds family, more specifically the family that it has the current Merchant King. So you know that this is a very, very odd, especially anything this size. And secondly, the tents are not like nice, beautiful festival tents. They are hodgepodge, thrown together shelters, it appears.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hey, what do you guys think's going on down there? Is that normal, Lonan?
No, I don't believe so. I've never seen such things here. I mean, it's not sort of the city that would have such events happening inside of it. And
Are those soldiers?
Could they be preparing for something?
They might be. Lonan, are you the only one who's been to New Dahlia? I've not been here before.
I've not.
I have not.
Knack?
No, I haven't. Sorry, no, I haven't. But DM. Would I have from my hermit background any? I guess would these tents stick out in any way, shape, or form to me? Is like the organization or just how they're made, and I can maybe draw some kind of.
By Rachel, sorry.
Yeah.
So with your inventor and creator background, as especially you are a forge cleric, you are very in tune with creation. You can tell that these weren't like manufactured for, like, they don't look like any sort of army tent to you. If I'm understanding your question correctly, they don't look like an organization. They look like they were just like tarps and cloths. Maybe some of them were the tops of caravans and wagons that were now changed into tents and used for shelter. It looks like it was very thrown together, very patchwork. There's a lot of different like very neutral colors in there. Nothing is really embroidered or delicate. There's not flags flying anywhere.
Yeah, so it's almost like made in the need for survival, like emergency production, kind of almost.
Yes, you would definitely get that vibe from this the sea of tents
Cool.
in front of you.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I spent a lot of time around and stuff, and I think that these tents seem to be put together really quickly. Like people needed shelter and quick. Like this isn't organized. Kind of, they're not built well. They're not really even tents. It's kind of just like, from what I can tell, maybe bits of like wagon or whatever, like cloaks or something people might have had and stitched together and just made whatever shelter they could.
Well, what I'm confused over isn't New Dahlia like a resort city for the higher ups of the country, like all the nobles and stuff? What's going on the mainland for all of these people to be on this resort island?
I don't think we're going to be able to find that out until we approach it any closer.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
should try to
I'm
get
still-
information.
Well, remember our plan that we just finished discussing a few minutes ago, but last week in game time. Are you going to sneak into town, Erie? Or sneak into the
I think
city?
that's the plan. Me and Knack are going to go in and see if we can't book ourselves passage off of the island.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would have shared this with you all as we were traveling. But so really quickly to summarize, I've been in contact with my wife a couple of times to find out more about what was happening in Hinlock. If you recall, so it is under, I guess, maybe assumed siege or otherwise. But it appears to be. My wife has heard talk of like ghasts of loved ones, kind of ghosts, shambles of hair hanging off of them, withering bodies attached. They're attempting to breach the wall. They've been kind of under siege, if it is, since the second threads of Vanul.
What?
Am I saying that correctly? Vanul?
Yeah, Vanul.
Vanul, yeah, okay. Since the second threads of Vanul. I don't recognize it at all. And I guess just so everybody knows this, when I rolled for it, I rolled a nat 20. So I literally have no idea what this could be. It doesn't ring any kind of bells to me whatsoever. But it does remind me.
What it was?
Pardon?
One more time what it was?
Oh, so the description I got from my wife is, when I asked what they look like, she responded, haven't seen them, heard talks of ghasts of lost loves and shambles of hair, writhing bodies attached. Or withering bodies attached, attempting to breach the wall. The wall around Hinlock.
His wife is stuck in a city under siege.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And it did remind me of the encounter that we had with the Ice Queen and the Fiddler. So like kind of like that foggy kind of almost. It did remind me of that.
Oh.
So
could these people not be those escaping this siege?
yeah, it might be related. Maybe they're trying to flee into the town, and I don't know.
Like,
Ask for help from the king?
perhaps that's could be possible that they're just.
Well,
There could be
all
more
we can do-
sieges around.
Yeah, well, we can speculate all we want, but we'll get information once some of us head into town and figure it out.
Okay, boss.
Oh, I'm not trying to be bossy. I'm just being practical.
So Erie, you're gonna go in then, and
Me and Knack.
right.
That's the plan.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wait here outside of town, outside of the city, until you guys come back.
We'll stay vigilant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will send a message really quickly if something goes wrong.
All right.
I'll
Yeah,
send
this
it.
will
Good
be
luck.
counted as a fresh day for you, for everyone. You can count all your resources as being full,
Ooh.
unless you had specifically wanted to use something for in the half day of travel before.
I
But
would
don't
not have
imagine.
at this point.
Yeah, I don't imagine anyone would have. You guys were pretty aware, especially with Lonin's expertise and Nack's good survival roles, that you were pretty close to the city.
Right.
Okay, here you two. I'm gonna take out 2 bottles of elixirs out of my bag and hand one to Erie and one to Knack, and I'll say these are oh my goodness, these are swiftness elixirs. They'll increase your speed if you need to run out of there.
Okay, thank you.
That's good.
You're welcome.
All right.
Well, all right, and I'm gonna like and like pop down into Knack
the
form.
blonde dwarvish
Not Knack
woman.
form, but yeah, short dwarf lady.
Yeah, the dwarvish woman you saw in the Sea of Stars.
Yes.
The carnival and bardic show that you had went to long ago at this point. Do you change your clothing as well?
Oh yeah, I already changed with back last session. Myself and Lonan switched, and I'm wearing just kind of. I have his magic cloak on, so I just have it. I don't know, nothing fancy, just like a brown tunic kind of situation.
Okay. All right, and you guys, what about the rest of you? Or do you guys, what are you guys doing?
I was gonna basically just try to find a nice spot to just somewhat hide in the trees if we could, like kind of make
Okay.
like a little tree house.
Oh, yeah, you guys are far enough away. If you'd like to climb a tree, you can roll an acrobatics check for me.
Okay. Do.
You got this.
I gotta click on the character sheet thing. There we go. Okay, acrobatics. And I believe that's an
You get
18. Yeah,
An
18.
So you effortlessly climb the tree, and you're able to make a nice little perch up there for yourself to enjoy and relax while, or as much as you can, given the circumstances.
I'm gonna look for a nice a bush or something around the base of the tree. Just hide behind that.
Yeah. And then Pippin, I imagine, are you hiding as well?
Are we far away? Are we far enough away to be spotted?
You guys are about 1 kilometer away from the tent city itself, and
I'm
probably
just
another 2 kilometers away from the actual like city proper of the
yeah. I'm just gonna kind of scurry across the edge of the forest and search for herbs for potion making.
Okay, you can roll a nature check with advantage for that.
Yay, because of my alchemy supplies.
Herbalism.
Herbalism. That's it. Nature. Oh, I have to roll again.
Ooh, I would.
That's pretty good already. 26 to start.
26 to start. Let's see if we can do better. And we
Ooh.
can't. 25.
Noticeably worse. Noticeably worse.
Yeah,
You managed to collect. This will be over the course of a few hours. So you are able to collect a decent amount of basic potion ingredients. You're able to get about 50 gold pieces worth.
50?
Yes.
Nice.
It's a very rich
forest.
and untapped land resource.
Gosh. Look at all this.
But this will be this is your entire you will be doing this for the majority of the downtime.
Yeah. All the nobles are just leaving all this good lungwort out here.
Okay. And we jump over to our 2 dwarven compatriots casually walking towards this tent city. As you guys approach, are you guys just walking up? What are you guys trying to do?
Yeah, I think
I mean, I guess just try and like blend in as much as we can, not look like we're literally walking out of the forest.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
just like skirt around the back of a couple tents and like wait for a crowd and try and like kind of walk into it.
Okay, you guys can roll a stealth check for me.
And I would like to also kind of keep my ear open and listen for any background chatter or anything that might reveal any information.
Okay, we'll have you roll that once we're a bit more into the tent city, but for now we'll just do the stealth.
Cool.
I rolled an 18.
Nice.
2.
And a 2.
Oh, knack.
So despite Knack's a little bit more clumsier gait, for dwarf, you are fairly you're not walking like a dwarf quite yet to their Eerie. You're more used to your less clumsy,
Despite my
more
like
graceful
mimicking
steps.
of necks.
You're doing your best, but you still
Yeah.
manage. You have your clean footing that you've always
I'm just
had.
so graceful. I can't help it.
You are, even as a clumsy dwarf.
Yeah.
But despite the lower quality and the kind of clanging that Knack has managed with his armor, you guys make it into the tent city without really much notice that you can tell, at least.
Good.
People are looking very preoccupied by themselves and by what they're own doing. A lot of people around you, a lot of people just aren't doing much. There's a lot of sullen looks and crying children. You can tell that some of these tents are a family's tent of like 6, all into basically a single room. Some people are running water. You can see there's large lines up to wagon areas where they look to be passing out food. But the lines are like trailing and snake-like and long, just reaching almost all the way to the border from like these from these areas. Everything looks very slow. Everyone's very lethargic and very tired, very sad. There's not a lot of laughter around here. Knack, you can roll your perception check for me now.
All right.
And Eerie, what is your passive perception?
18.
18. So you both, as you're walking through the city, the tent city, kind of just looking at these solemn faces and tired looks, you will both notice a small girl following behind you, very distinctly following behind you. This is only about a few minutes in after you guys have managed to get into the tent city. So you're not super far in yet, but someone has already started to trail you.
Sorry, a little girl is following us. Did you say what
Yes.
she looks like?
I was about to describe, don't worry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is no, don't worry. I'm glad you were on it. So it is a small halfling girl with very dark skin and a very short, cropped, curly black hair. She is only about 2 feet tall. You can tell she is definitely like a juvenile still. And I'll have both of you guys roll a quick intelligence check for me.
Just flat intelligence.
Just flat intelligence for me. Okay, 10 and 12. Eerie, you have a vague sense of like familiarity, like this, like with your glances back and your peeks, without trying to be too obvious that you have caught on to her following you. She seems familiar, but you can't place why. Now you don't really get anything from it. You just kind of there's someone following you right now. What would you guys like to do? Where are you guys heading?
I will remain aware of it, but ignore it at the same time.
Okay.
If anything, I might just kind of like casually try to just secure my belongings. Like I'm not like rifling through attracting attention to it, but just making sure that like nothing is hanging a little too loosely, like a belt pouch or something.
Okay. And what are you doing? Anything, or where are you guys heading as well?
I guess towards the coast area.
Yeah, the docks in the city.
The docks. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep looking back at the little girl, kind of like making eye contact
Very
with her.
clearly.
Yeah. Like what do you want?
So eventually you will see her kind of like catch on. You'll make direct eye contact with her at one point. And she will like kind of duck off to the side. But even you guys rolled pretty high with your perceptions before. And you have a high passive perception. So you guys do manage to see that It looks like she might be following you still, but just from even farther back. But it's harder to tell at this point. She's getting a bit more lost in the tent. So you guys
Okay.
are heading towards the coast. So as you walk by the city of New Dahlia, neither of you guys have ever been there before. You can see that there is a solid 50 to 100-foot ring between where the tent city um, ends and the city wall of New Dahlia itself begins. And the closer you get, the more you can tell that like it's not really a big city. It's kind of like a stretch to even call it a city. It more so looks like a fortified town is about the size of it, with its three-tiered walls, the center one being elevated above the rest, and featuring a very ornate like ivory palace in the center. And you can see that despite it kind of almost creates like an illusion from the angle you guys were approaching from, but this city doesn't actually like connect to the docks in any way. It seems like there's a large gate in front that leads towards a small, less appealing port town towards the coast, and you guys can head towards there if you'd like.
Yeah, we will. And as we're heading in that direction, I'll turn sideways and say kind of quietly, but under my breath,
Yeah, I guess also just like while we're walking, I'm kind of like trying to see what kind of people there are kind of camped around everywhere. Does it look like are there people gathered in groups talking? Is everyone keeping to themselves? Like what's the vibe? I mean, no, it's sad, but like does it look like something's happening that we should be aware of?
Okay, yeah. So first, what was that? What were you saying now?
oh, I was going to say to Erie, I don't know if you noticed, but we were being followed.
Yeah, keep making eye contact with it, but it's I don't know what it want. Like, does it want something?
Yeah, well, so the problem with making a lot of eye contact with the thing that's following you is that we now don't know what they wanted, or if we're still being followed. Like if they're following us from a greater distance now, we can't tell. So I guess just keep your eye out, and we'll see if anything else shows up.
Okay, yeah. I mean, just keep moving towards the docks. So the most important thing is that we try and find a ship and get out of here as quick as we can. This place is giving me a weird vibe.
Okay, and you can
Okay.
now roll. Oh, sorry.
No, all good. It's all good. I was just saying okay.
Okay. That's what I thought. I thought you were. I thought it was just like yeah. So Erie, you can roll a perception check for me to kind of make a to gauge that information you were asking for, like what the vibe is, who is around, and all that stuff. Rachel, you can roll a perception roll.
I will just try to be aware of if we're being followed or not. Still, kind of really
Okay.
paying attention to that. Yeah.
I rolled a 10.
You can roll perception as well. For a 10, you're having a hard time kind of gauging what the intents are. You can definitely see that there isn't a lot of like mingling going on. There's like no matter. Everything that is being talked about, it seems like everything is being kind of in hushed tones, being talked about a lot more quietly. Something you do notice with the 10 is you can see that like Kadareth is not a super inclusive nation. But you know that from being your time in Mondrassel, that certain locations do boast a lot of different racial identities, especially the port towns, and just in general. You can see that really you're only passing some really classic Kadareth people. You know, the people that like typically live in the whole areas that would have moved from the River Princeton types areas. You see a lot of humans. You see a lot of Dragonborn. And you see a couple kobolds, but you're not really seeing any dwarves. You're not really seeing any orcs. You're not really seeing any of those more like more obscure races that are from different parts of the world. You're really only seeing like classic Kadarthi citizen types.
Okay, so I don't know. Nothing that's like really standing out to me then, I suppose.
No, nothing like really crazy.
Nak, do you think maybe we should ask? I mean, how do we ask why we're here without it making it weird that we don't know why we're here?
Well, I'm confused.
Like, how do we ask these people what they're doing here without it being weird?
Oh, um, I don't know if we should. I think maybe we should just try to see if we overhear anything. Maybe is a better idea.
Yeah, I guess so. Because if these people are, from what it looks like, fleeing something, and then we try and book a ship back to where they're fleeing from, that might look suspicious.
That's a good point. Um, maybe we can just find like a gathering of people really quick and just kind of try to listen to them specifically instead of just the random kind of busyness that's happening.
All right. Look around, see if anyone looks like we could blend in with the crowd.
Yeah, okay.
So before Knack, with your 10 perception that you had rolled before, you still do see you catch a very slight glance of the halfling child, quite far away from you still, but like it is very clearly her. And now you said you were looking for a group of people who are talking, so you can try to listen in.
Yeah.
We will first get I'll let you guys roll a new perception roll because it's quite different than what we were looking at for before.
So I got a 20, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Don't worry about mine.
Fury, with that nat one, you were very lost in thoughts.
Yeah.
You're very concerned with this kind of like anxiety is kind of washed over you, realizing that what if the whole like your plan is like gonna get you caught.
Yeah.
So you're a little bit more stressed now, and you're not really able to focus on the people around your neck. You are able to focus though, despite the girl who is still appearing to tell you, and you manage to see really like a small like watering pump type that looks like it was like hastily set up that looks like to be attached to some sort of wagon in order to like properly dispense the water a bit more accurately. And you can see another very long lineup, but beside this pump, which you guys are probably only a couple feet away from, maybe 20 feet max, you can see two tall, armored members of the opposition, the police force in Kadarth. They appear to be guarding and kind of maintaining how much water the people are getting when they come up. But you can see that they're like actively chatting about something.
I will attempt to listen. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say the same thing.
I'm gonna have to get you guys to roll a stealth there. Are you guys trying to do it discreetly, or are you just like walking up?
Trying to be discreet.
Discreetly.
Yeah, I assumed, but it was best to ask.
We're not just stomping over like, what are you guys talking about?
A 17 and a 13 from Ari and Knack, respectively, will be definitely enough to. They're pretty distracted. They do have a task at hand, and they're all talking on top of that. So they're not really looking for people like casually standing off to the side, especially because the area is pretty dense with people. There are a lot of people, as much as they are just kind of laying and sitting and not really doing too much. There was a lot of people around. So you guys go up and you hear appears a male and a feminine voice coming from the armor. It's hard to tell. You can't see what races they are just because of the direction you're approaching from. But they're, can you believe these ingrates complaining about not enough water, not enough food? Merchant King Luther is doing everything he can while his city is lost to those damn mists. I cannot believe how ungrateful they're being. Well, yeah, I understand completely. How dare this be happening? We are offering our services for nothing. The Merchant King is doing everything they can, and it's just absurd that all these refugees are here begging at our doorstep. And it's basically that is going on. A lot of complaining, a lot of just like being very rude to the people that are clearly in need.
Mm-hmm.
Just as we thought, I think, Knack.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds like problem on the mainland.
All right, well, let's keep going towards see if we can't get a ship. I want to be in and out of here as quick as possible if we can.
Yeah, good idea.
So as you both make your way back towards, not back, you continue your way towards the port, and you can see that there is a slightly in the Florinus Strait, which is the large river that feeds from the ocean that kind of breaks the Isle of Gardenia up from the mainland Cadarth. You can see that there appears to be a ship that is coming towards the docks. It seems fairly larger, not super ornate. It's probably some sort of merchant vessel, but you can clearly see that it appears to be packed with people on board, shoulder to shoulder, standing on the
my
deck,
God.
on the docks. It looks like it's probably still about half an hour out in the water, so it's going to be quite a while before it lands. But you can pretty quickly get into this small town. It's only like a clustering of probably maybe 24 buildings at most. By the looks of it, maybe some sort of fishing colony. Maybe it's just here, like it like popped up just to like serve as like a dock entrance to New Dahlia. But yeah, you guys make it into this small area. It is very crammed with people as well. There's a lot of tents popped up in between buildings. But you can see that the buildings, some of them appear to have like windows boarded up, not in the sense like they look like they were hastily boarded up recently. And the doors are locked with lights shining behind, even though it is only about a little bit past midday.
What do you think?
Looks to me like there's it's not a good situation around here.
No, I mean, it looks like they got lots of boats, people coming in, but is anyone leaving? Like, how do we even get through here? Everything's all boarded and.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be a way.
Did you say there's a fence around, like, so you can't get in?
No. There's just the whole town. The whole like a lot of the streets are like there's at least a couple streets that are clear, but in between the houses there's like tents popped up and a lot of
okay.
people
Okay.
sleeping
I
and laying
misunderstood.
in
Okay.
this area. Yeah, it looks like it's like the sea of tents in the refugee city has like extended to this area
This
as well.
city. Okay. Yeah, keep going, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
Towards
maybe.
the water.
Who are you looking for? What are you looking for?
I would say that I'm looking for like the docks, like
Yeah.
somewhere where we can speak to someone about hiring a ship.
So you're looking for like a boatsman of sorts. I'm not even going to make you roll. Walking towards the docks, it's very clear that some of these people are fishermen, and they live their lives on the strait. You can see very clearly there is a small fishing vessel. Looks like it's only big enough for like maybe 2 or 3 workers total, and the hull with a older woman in like, despite the like chillier end of summer air, she is in like a very like just like loose tunic. She looks very, very like very dark skin from like long days on the sea, with white bleached hair from the sun, and she has like her feet kicked up and she's smoking a pipe in her boat.
She's just relaxing while there's chaos around her.
Oh yeah. She just is like kicking it back. She has a hat slung over the front of her face, but she's like clearly has a pipe in her mouth and is like puffing smoke out from time to time. So she's clearly awake. And you guys are now on the it's like a variety of maybe like 6 docks, 2 of which are quite larger for bigger vessels, but this is one of the lower maintained ones with this single boat at it currently.
What do you think next? Should we go talk to this woman? She looks friendly enough.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good place to start.
Oh, and she's a human woman. My apologies, I did not state that she was a human.
Okay, I'm going to like put my arm like through Nax's like elbow as if we're like linked arms.
Yep.
And kind of like do my best dwarf walk over to her and be like, "Excuse me, ma'am, Captain."
Are you talking to me?
Are you the owner of this fine vessel?
And if I was,
Then perhaps.
what does it matter to you dwarves? And she'll spit when she says dwarves.
Well, perhaps this would matter to you, and I'll pull out one of the gold coins I took from the pots that were in that plate, and I'll like flash a gold coin at her and then put it back in my purse.
Rich dwarves are still dwarves. Surprised you made it across the strait. Not really letting your kind over here.
I don't know. It wasn't that hard. We just like walked across the street.
You walked across the water, you're saying. Oh, ha
Oh.
ha, funny joke.
Sorry, did you say sea? I thought you said street.
Straight.
Straight. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
straight.
My mistake.
Don't mind my husband. He has his jokes. And I'd be like, quiet down now. Don't tell jokes to the nice lady. She has no time for this.
Not really
Whoops.
time for jokes in these day and age.
We're looking to book passage off of the island. Would you know anything about that?
You're looking to get off of the Isle of Gardenia.
That's right.
And why would you want to go back to the mainland? Most people are looking to get off.
Well, you see, I'm needed for the defense of Hinlock.
Defense of Hinlock. Hinlock has been lost for a month.
Yeah, because I haven't been there for a month.
He's
You
very
really-
strong.
Your dwarves, very strong. Very important to the defense of Hinlock. What are you going to defend from? The Lou guys? The damn swamp? Ha! Ha ha ha!
I'm gonna
Go
look a
back
little
to your
bit like
tents.
I'm gonna look a little bit scared of that because I remember that one city with the swamp and how scary it was.
With all the geese.
Well, perhaps we are more useful than you would think we are. You don't even know us.
Oh, that's right. I don't know you.
So what you're saying is you're not willing to offer us passage in exchange for compensation?
Oh, it's going to be some mighty compensation. Risk my life? I don't know what it's like across the straits. I haven't gone more than halfway across in a long time. In a long time. Who knows?
Well, perhaps
You
we're
guys
wasting
could
our
be
time
banging on the
with
door, just waiting to cross on my ship. You never know.
Well, you don't have to get off.
Well, I can offer you this. How about that? I can offer you passage for, let's say, eager to flash around that gold. Let's say 100 gold pieces each. If you really want to get off the island.
You would
100.
try to take advantage of us like that?
You're trying to take advantage of me. I got the boat. You got the coin.
Can I can I insight check? Like, I want to know. I'm not trying to determine if she's lying about that or anything, but just kind of like the personality, I suppose, of this person.
Yeah, sure. You can roll an insight check to see kind of what you gauge from how she's speaking, if there's anything underlying in her tone.
Well,
She's not very good.
Ooh.
You're just getting a lot of like she really just maybe just got unlucky. She just really doesn't like dwarves. Knack, you do know that dwarves are not much well liked in Kadareth and across the princedoms. They're seen as kind of like outsiders. Paragon is like a closed nation. And everybody who leaves is kind of assumed to be like a criminal or like an outcast of some sort.
Are the
So
dwarves from Paragon?
the dwarves are from Paragon. Paragon is the dwarf nation, and it has gigantic walls that surround its country closed for like hundreds of years.
well, I'll tell you what. I normally run a forge, you see. So, is there any way that maybe I could trade some work for passage instead? Like, do you need anything for your ship or any such
I don't
thing?
want people around longer than I need. I like my silence. I like my peace.
Well, it won't take long. I'll be able to finish it on the voyage, more than likely.
Roll a persuasion check.
4.
She'll look you up and down at the ramshackle armor. Really unluckily, like you're like Eerie, you see like a whole part of Knack's shoulder piece of his armor like rust off as he's
Oof.
saying he could fix it on the journey.
Oh, not a good
Knack,
impression.
you don't notice anything happening like that. Even like looking down, you don't see any rust on the ground. But she'll look you up and down. Don't think I really need your help. 100 gold pieces. I'll be here tomorrow morning.
If I look like up and down, are there other ships that look like they're docked here, or is she the only one?
As of right now, it looks like she's the only one here. You can see pretty clearly that there look to be other vessels on the water.
Right.
They appear to be like fishing vessels. They look like they're holding up nets, or they have lines cast. 1 second. Do you look back at her? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Once you look back, she'll catch your eye immediately. Thinking about those other boats.
And what if
Thinking
we
about
are?
another offer. I'll
Well,
have you
maybe
know.
there's other out there.
I'll have you know. We don't really want to go over there. Do you know what happens when we go over there right now? Even if Blue Guys isn't at our door, more refugees want to board our ship. Sometimes you can't stop them from getting on. Already lost a few boats that way, sunk straight to the bottom of Florence. It's a risk it's a big risk. 100 gold isn't too much to ask from each of you. If you manage to get here, paid a pretty penny to get over, I'm sure you got something left. If you're really looking to get back. You said it was no problem. You said it was easy.
Well, perhaps we'll see you tomorrow morning.
I'll be here in the morning. I go fishing at noon. See you then or I don't.
Let's walk
Sounds
away
good.
from her. Be like, well, we'll see.
As you turn, I will have you guys roll a perception check for me.
Ugh.
10 again.
I rolled a
10 is
5.
good enough for that. Well, one second. 10 is good enough for this. You will see in one of the bushes lining the grass and lining the docks, you will see some short cropped brown curly hair poking at the top. Eerie, you don't see this, but Nak, you do.
Do I recognize the hair?
It is the hair of the halfling girl who's been following you the whole time.
How far away is the bush?
Like 15 feet.
If I approach, does the halfling hair move?
It like kind of like lowers down in the bush more, but like it never really like it almost appears like the child doesn't know that she's seen it all and she's just going down by instinct.
Okay, so I want to just kind of like casually like walk in that direction
Okay.
and hope Yuri follows me. And as I get like right next to the bush, I want to plunge my hand into it and grab the halfling by like the back of their shirt and hold them up.
Okay, you can roll a grapple check for me really quick, and I'll let you roll with advantage because you did that very subtly.
Sure. So I'm allowed to do either acrobatics or athletics for that, right?
That is correct.
How tall would he be compared to the halfling?
If I'm correct, Nak is about like just above 4 feet, right?
Correct.
Or just under 4 feet.
Just above.
And how tall is the
Just above.
halfling girl?
The halfling is shorter than 2.5 feet tall.
Oh,
so
okay,
Nak is
so
about
yeah.
twice her size.
I was like, is he lifting someone the same size as him?
So you, with your 14 on your grapple check, you very easily grab the back of this girl's tunic, and she'll gasp, "No!" as she's like kicking and flailing in the air. Let me go! Let me go!
Calm down now. Calm down.
So now that you are right up to this girl's face, I can let you guys roll another intelligence check for me.
I rolled a 7.
13.
I'm rolling
13.
crap.
So Nak, You earlier you got a you didn't get a sense of familiarity from this halfling. Erie, you still feel that familiarity, but don't really get anything. But Knack, you do. You don't get exactly, but like this halfling child makes you like remember a dragonborn named Her, and kind of like a bad situation that happened long back when you first met the Undertons.
So I know that that's who it is.
You recognize that this is one of the children of the escaped slaves that was trying to escape when you killed one of the people that was trying to help her mistakenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad luck.
Yeah, it happens.
That was so long ago.
That was like session 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you recognize this child. You don't know a name, but you do recognize this child distinctly. A little bit older, a little bit taller, but still like a halfling, so pretty juvenile looking in general.
Well, I see you've grown up a bit since I last saw you.
Last saw me? What do you mean? I've never met you before.
Oh. And as the kind of just having this little bit of banter, I just want to like look around quickly and see if there's somewhere a bit kind of off into the side I could kind of quickly go to carry on this conversation and not just be like holding this halfling out in the middle of the street.
There is a small, like you're already like in like a little bush area. There's a small collection of trees lining the river, like a small collection of willows, that would probably obfuscate you the best out of the area.
How far away?
Like 5 feet. You guys are basically in the
okay.
little shrubby area, near the coast.
Cool. So I'll go tuck around those willows.
Okay. Do you follow Erie?
Yeah, I'm confused because I don't recognize her from.
No.
So I'm just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Erie.
What are you doing to this small child?
Well, I'm kind of wondering why they're following us.
Well, no reason. Wasn't even following you at all.
I noticed you were following us from the beginning.
Yeah, you can't lie.
And she'll kind of slump and stop struggling. I saw you guys had some pouches on your belt, and you really need some money.
What do you need money for?
The guards really don't let us get enough food unless we pay them.
Well, what?
I'm gonna do that and look at Nak.
Yeah, that can't be right.
Yeah,
Like, they're here as refugees. They should be doing all they can.
we're not citizens of this place. Like, so they don't really treat us very good.
Hmm.
They're not treating us dwarves very good either.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
can you just let me go? I won't follow you anymore.
Can I look and see if I have any food, like from when I was gathering apples or something?
Yeah, you still have some prepared food from when you were doing your hunting and stuff earlier.
Can I give her 2 apples?
Yeah.
Here, take these. I know it's not much, but
Oh, thank you. My brother and my father will really appreciate this. Thank you.
I'm sorry we can't give you money, but here, take these.
No, food is good. Thank you, kind dwarves. Can I touch your beard?
Yes.
And you have a small amount of stubble, and she'll rub. It's really nice. Dad can't grow a beard.
And I say me neither, but then I realized that I'm a dwarf.
She'll look a little confused, but like not really look too into it. Can you put me down? My neck's starting to hurt.
Oh yeah, I guess so. And then I'll just open my hand.
Yeah. Ah. Ooh, and she'll land. Oh, okay. Sorry for trying to rob you, but thank you for the apples.
Yeah, don't do it again. And if you need help later, maybe just walk the perimeter of the camp. Yeah, like tonight.
Okay.
If you needed anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. I'm Sybil, by the way.
Sybil?
And she'll run. Yeah.
Okay. Bye, Sybil.
All right. Well, I guess
Should
we're
we
not
go
being
back
followed
and-
anymore. So yeah,
Should we go back and tell the group the one choice we seem to have?
well, either that or we very quickly just see if there's any other options.
Yeah, we might as well, while we're here, take a quick look around.
Yeah, okay, let's do that really quick.
So as you guys are taking a walk, we'll take a quick jump back to the boys. Did you guys want to be doing anything during this downtime? Or are you just relaxing? having
I'm
a
collecting
good old time?
herbs.
Yeah, you're still collecting herbs. It has been about, with the walking and the talking, it's been about 2 hours now, for you guys to make it across the city, and to the point where Knack and Erie are currently. So it's been about 2 hours for you guys.
I would like to like really like I want to get into like the top of the tree, and I want to start to kind of like almost meditate a little bit and like try to remember two things. One, what was I doing the last time I was here? And also if I can find some sort of way into like a build, like if I can remember any sort of like secret passageway into the building or like the castle, I guess. Like
Okay.
yeah.
You can roll a history check for me. You're already up the tree, so I'm not going to make you roll to
Oh.
climb any higher.
We're still disconnected again.
Yeah, I know. We'll wait for the roll until she's back.
Okay.
There she is. Who am I right now?
You're Knack right now.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody. I'm Knack.
Hey, Nick.
Nah.
I don't know why her Discord always does that all the time. It's so weird.
No, it really hates her.
Apparently a Discord bug. It has nothing
Oh
to do with the
no,
last one.
she's. We'll wait. You can roll your dice.
Okay, I'll roll my dice anyways. So you want me to roll for
You can roll history to see what you know about secret entrances and exits from New Dahlia.
14.
14. So you do know that there is a like a servant's gate towards the back that like is kind of obfuscated with stone. It's like a secret door that you do know where it is on the walls. You know that there's two towards the back, kind of like if this is the circle at the top of the peace sign circle. This is the
Okay.
gate, and at either other intersection along the outer perimeter there is the, what's it called? My brain. There are the secret. There's the servants' entrances.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's all you know. At least you know some more that are inside the city, but those are the only ones that you know on the way out.
Okay.
And
And
those
then
are actually one of the ones that you had used to escape the city.
To run away from. Okay.
Initially, yes, on that last fateful night that you were here.
So remembering that, I start to remember like the last time I was here. That's basically just me running. Is what I'm remembering. I'm assuming.
Yeah, running. You were being chased. Just not very good memories of the last time you were in New Dahlia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back.
I would like to stay vigilant, and I'm going to just keep my eye out. Just stay vigilant, yeah.
Okay. You can roll a perception if you'd like.
Ooh. Do I notice the bush?
The bush is very leafy.
Roll the 5.
You can see the tent city. You can't really see much other than that. Nothing else is really sticking out to you. You are staying vigilant, but nothing is really jumping. And so with that, we'll jump back to the tent city, where Knack and Erie had just decided to continue forward and to try to find more information. So what are you guys exactly looking to do?
I mean, you said there was another ship, but it looked like it was like a half an hour out from docking.
Yeah,
Has
it's
that...
a lot closer now.
Okay.
It's probably within 10 minutes from docking now. It is very, very close. And you can see even more. You can see the writhing mass of bodies that is pushing and shoving on the decks.
I guess there's no other ships, just that one.
No, there's the ones. There no other that are approaching. There are like
Right.
another about half dozen on the water right now, but it doesn't look like those are coming back yet.
Okay. What
Well,
do you think, Mac?
I think we just wait for that ship. Maybe we can go wait on the dock and be ready to speak to the captain or whoever right away.
Okay, I guess, yeah. That's,
Okay.
it might be difficult with all the people trying to scramble off the boat, but we'll try.
Yeah.
And we'll go and wait somewhere
Are
where
you
it
guys waiting
seems like
on the
it's headed
dock
towards.
or?
Yeah.
So as the ship pulls in, you can see all the sullen faces, dark eyes, looks like a lot of lack of sleep, standing on the decks, and you can see a group of like half a dozen acquisition soldiers walk up to the railing as they get close, as the gangplank comes boom and crashes down right in front of the two of you, and you can see people start pushing to get off of the ship, but the guards are pushing back on them, making them stay for a moment. As two of the guards, not two of the guards, one of the guards, a taller, less armored, more they maybe look maybe a little more clerical. They have more of a simple like cut cowlick in the blue, white, and pink of the apposition, with its iconic question mark emblem embroidered on over their heart. And it's a dragonborn woman of the white variety. So they got a wicked long, sharp face with like teeth sticking down like an alligator's. As they
Yeah.
come down, and she will look down her nose at you. Excuse me. We need clearance in order to have our passengers exit the ship.
Well, of course. Sorry, I didn't realize we'd be in the way.
Well, you
Pardon us,
should know you have had to do this yourselves.
and we will, like, I guess, step back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Farther off the dock.
Oh, we'll just keep. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Couple steps back. Couple
farther.
steps back.
And eventually you will be off the dock. Stay right there. And they will start having like groups of people exiting the ship. And it will take quite a while for the entirety of the ship to be unloaded of people. It seems that as in addition to the top being jam-packed with people, it looks like the below deck was also full to the capacity, with people standing in families and groups, elderly to infantile, like all walks of life are exiting this ship, but all kind of like holding like bags with like clothes, and sometimes you can see like a glint of jewelry. Like it looks like they have kind of like all of their possessions with them
Okay.
as they're walking. What are you guys doing?
Once they start, or like, are they all disembarked at this point, or?
It is getting towards the end. You can see that like it is a much smaller stream of people, and you can see that the white dragonborn woman is starting to write on like a piece of parchment on a almost clipboard-esque thing. And she's starting to write with her like a long quill.
It's like, if you don't mind, speak to the captain.
The captain of the ship has been
That's
hired
right.
by New Dahlia to bring people over. I don't think you need to be speaking with him. He's quite a busy man. You can talk to me if you need to.
Do you work on the ship?
I operate this operation.
Oh. Dear husband, what do you think? Should we speak to the captain, or?
Well, I mean, actually, we could just talk to you.
If you would like to talk to anyone, you can talk to me now. I'm very busy.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, this ship is gonna head back to pick up more refugees.
Yes. If we can take any more, we need to see if we're at capacity. We're pretty full, and we don't know if we can take any more.
Well, we want to leave.
Sorry, did I hear you wrong?
No,
Where
no.
would you-
No, man. We'd like to leave the island.
I'm sorry, where are you looking to go?
Well, Hinlock specifically.
You're pulling my leg here, right?
No, no. Promise you, we're not.
You really
You
can't get
see-
back to Hinlock.
You see, we're not feeling as though we are much help here, and we think maybe we could be of more assistance and less of a burden on fine people like yourself if we were to go back and help people.
Who? Help who? There's no one to help.
The refugees. Like us.
How are you gonna help the refugees, sweetie?
Well, I plan to go to Hemlock and free it.
Hero types, I get it.
You don't, I mean, not to brag, but we are quite impressive dwarves.
And she'll look you up and down. Yeah, very impressive.
And with that, I will conjure some sacred flame.
How are you conjuring this? What is it looking like?
Oh, sorry. Just ignore that roll. What is it? Cloudy right now? Is it overcast? What's the sky look like?
It's like partially cloudy. It's not super bright, but it's not like fully overcast.
Is the sun currently obscured?
Partially.
Cool. So I will have like the shadow of the cloud. I'll have that kind of like disappear where I'm casting the spell, so that like it, it's like kind of like a full cone, as it were. So it almost looks like the cloud was cut out in that point momentarily.
Huh. Magic user. Maybe you could be of use. Do you have any healing capabilities?
I've been known to heal here and there.
I mean, it's better than nothing. Our clerics are overworked, as is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we can assess you in one of the field hospitals, and if you have any use, maybe we can send you to Lindvart to help some
We
of
may
the
have
others.
our friends who'd be willing to help as well that have such abilities just as impressive as my husband here.
Just as impressive.
That's great.
So you're saying you're a group of dwarves who all
They're
know
not all
magic.
dwarves. No, they're not all dwarves.
Yeah.
Then why did they send you?
Well, we knew you'd be very busy, and we didn't want to clog this port with a group when we can speak on their behalf.
Well, we're leaving this evening before sunset.
We can be here.
Roll a persuasion check for me to see if you can persuade her to let you on.
I rolled a 6.
You're lucky.
I was giving my most winning dwarf smile, so.
Yeah. If you're here before sunset and you don't have anything to bring aboard, that will cause a fuss. No carts, no animals, no beasts of burden. I can take 4 people on this ship.
That's perfect.
No, please leave. We have a lot to do to rebalance all of the cargo.
And I'm just going to be like,
All of the cargo.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Come along, dear.
Yeah, we'll be back.
And then, like, speed walk as fast as our little dwarf legs will carry us.
Yeah, what time is it approximately right now?
It has been a few hours now in this encounter, especially with waiting for the ship. It is probably about 3:30. The sun is like it's quite a while past its apex, but it's not really close to setting yet.
Okay.
You're guessing you probably have another few hours, maybe 3, maybe 4 max. But
Okay.
that would be pushing it.
And how long, based on, I know we kind of slowed down and we're distracted, but how long would I estimate our journey would be to get back to the?
It takes about probably 45 minutes if you want to go quick to get back to the area.
Perfect.
We have time.
Yeah, but we'll.
Yeah, we're like booking it. We're not running, but we're like really definitely speeding.
Yeah, not looking for any delays, like beelining it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys just head on your way back. Lonan, are you keeping eye while at the top of the tree?
I probably am periodically just like making sure that like I get like is it night? Is it getting kind of dark outside?
No, the sun is still pretty high. It's not really if anything, if you're looking towards New Dahlia, you can actually you're going to be able to see the sun like starting to set behind it,
Mhm.
but it's not super close. And at this point, it's going to be, yeah, it's not really close to its like to setting yet. It's probably about 4:30 now.
I'll try to just double check because I guess if I'm at like up on the top of the trees, I'll try to make sure that there's no like. Is it pretty windy here or no?
It's not super windy today, but you are getting a breeze off of the Florina Strait.
I'll try to make sure that I to see if I can notice any like rustling of leaves or like any like sudden movements, I guess, as much as I can, but I'm not really focusing on that. I'm more so still trying to remember like all like the ins and outs. So I guess I'll periodically check.
Okay, so I'm not going to make you roll. You will see once they're already well to their area. You will see that you can see two dwarves. One of them is clearly Knack, and you can identify the other as Erie's disguise.
All right.
Kind of fast walking
I kind of
back towards you guys.
I shimmy down the tree as fast as I can, and that way I don't have to yell to the group and kind of keep it somewhat quiet. Oh, it looks like they're returning. Pippin and Gray. I'm assuming they have some sort of news for us. We should head on over there to kind of catch them halfway.
All right, yeah.
Let's go.
So we'll meet them halfway.
You guys are going to leave the forest?
Still stay kind of hidden.
Yeah.
You guys are at the edge of the forest now.
Oh, we already
So
are? Oh.
If you guys are going to meet them.
Yeah, don't leave the forest then. No.
Stay at the forest.
All right, never mind.
I was gonna say as I get closer and get more excited, like not while I'm still within the tent city, but as we get to the outskirts, I would just like shadow step closer and closer. Be like,
Yeah. So once you were in range, you kind of just meld into Knack's shadow and appear beside Pippin under the tree.
And I'll be like, great news!
In the name of the questions, why did you scare me like that?
Oh,
Good news, Pippin, good news!
What's the news?
We found passage.
Okay, but what's going on?
yeah. What's happening?
Oh,
Why are all the people here?
Knack, have you caught up yet? I'm looking.
I don't know.
His stubby legs, he's almost there.
I don't know.
Is everyone gathered round?
Yeah.
Knack, you could be there
Yes.
right now as well.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so basically there's these are all refugees.
From why?
Oh well. Pretty much what I was talking about earlier. What I was thinking it might be.
From
What
your
do you
town.
think it might be?
Well, like those ghost gas things. What was her name again?
The ice queen?
Pippin, do you remember that town we went into that I carried you out of that had that swamp?
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah.
Lugeist.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that.
The Lugeist,
It's
what
still
do you mean it's happening?
It seems to have taken
expanding?
over and is sieging the city of Hemlock.
Hemlock.
Well, oh no, that's really not good. When we passed by the Lugeist when I went to that town, gosh, that was so long ago now, but do you remember the swamp was expanding and it swallowed up that whole town?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mist,
Right.
like it had killing mists.
Why did I think for some reason that we took care of that?
We
No,
didn't.
no, we didn't. We ran to the town because I needed potion ingredients to wake up those frozen
We-
people.
we barely escaped. I had to carry Pippin out on my shoulders to get
There
us
were
out.
there were giant swans.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Do we
Well, it
remember?
looks like that has spread much further than just that town.
Suspicious.
There are boatloads of refugees coming into the city, which brings us to our mode of escape off this island. We had two options.
Let me take out my map of Kader, because the Lugeist is on the map.
Yes.
And that's an old version, over a year old.
It is over a year old. You're right. But
We
the
don't have too much-
Lugeist,
We're kind of on a time crunch here.
I wish we knew how much it was expanded.
Well,
So-
where's Hinlock?
Hinlock is can we switch to the map screen?
Yeah, Trav.
Yes.
You can switch to the map.
Erie is looking very impatient. She's like tapping her foot, like, yes, maps. Okay, anyways. We need to get back to the docks, and we have found a large ship that is going back that will take us with them because we are willing to offer our services, our healing services. But we have to go now. We have to be there in time for nightfall.
Oh, well, hold on. What if are we so quick to get off this island if there's a killing fog on the mainland?
Yeah, because my wife is there.
Yeah, but your wife is yeah, but see the issue here is we are in the place where the Merchant King was assassinated. We could potentially solve Lonin's mystery.
Also, I should mention that we did also meet a little girl who said that her family was essentially starving because they're not being fed properly here.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna say this now, but like, if we're in New Delhi, there, the Lugai started on the opposite side of the continent.
Right. So it's
So wouldn't
it's
Hinlock everything to
growing.
the edge, like the whole
Well,
continent covered?
I think based on what I've gathered, I don't know if the swamp has expanded beyond the walls of the city.
My question being at this point is, what is causing this, and do you think anybody in the town knows?
Well, it's definitely some sort of magical swamp. And what town?
Sorry, I'm referring to the people that are in the city there, where you just came from.
What city? Oh, New Dahlia?
Yes.
Well, they're all refugees, right?
Right, but
I don't know.
perhaps
The people who are in town should tell us.
exactly. Perhaps that we need to go back there and maybe send Erie and Knack back in for some more information.
We don't
Okay.
have time.
Yeah, that's the thing. If we want to take the ship, we have to basically head back there within like the next half an hour.
No. It's like 4:30. You guys have like 2, 3, maybe 3 hours.
Yeah, but it takes 45 minutes to walk there
Yes.
if we have no interruptions.
Yes.
I'd keep my answer the same, or my response the same.
So, I guess we don't have
I
time then. If it's going to be so quick.
Could we not find another way off the island? You said
Wow.
they're both bringing refugees over. I'm sure there'll be many, right?
There was
I-
two ships. One was already moored, and the woman seemed to be very rude and did not like dwarves and wanted to charge 100 gold per person.
Hmm.
And then there was this other ship, and that was all that we could. That's all we could find.
I just feel like we need more information. Like we don't know how far the Lugeist has expanded on the continent. We don't know where's safe to go or what we need to do. Like if it's expanded around Hinlock, the city, and we don't know much information about it, but if it's expanded around the city, we won't be able to just walk to Hinlock. We'll have to I think we need more data.
I think so too.
I think we
I'm
can
gonna
fight
be
our way
really,
in.
like, exasperated. Like,
So at this rate, I don't think we have enough time. Pippin is what they're telling us, and I think we just need to go on the ship and figure out a way after that. I don't know about you guys, but I am done with being on ships.
or I guess we need to stay here alone, and you're the only one who's afraid to stay here.
The only way
I
I
just
can
think we could.
the only way I can stay here is if potentially somebody has some sort of, permanent disguise for me that I can stay around.
Well, of course, we did come across Sybil as well, who, if you recall, was one of the quote-unquote slaves we thought we were rescuing from the
I don't
slavers.
remember.
Yeah, this
I
is
did
going
not
like
recognize her.
this is going way. Anyway, remember when we killed that innocent that we thought was a slaver but was actually rescuing all
I
those
give a
children?
dirty look at Lonan. Right.
Oh, you mean the dragonborn her?
Yes.
When you
yes.
killed her.
I definitely don't remember it.
I didn't like her.
Yeah. What?
Um,
Anyway, feelings aside, that was a thing that happened, and we ran into one of the children. And
How's this important?
well, I mean, the refugees aren't being treated very well by the guards because they're not citizens. So there's a lot happening here between Lonin and between like the guards and the refugees that we maybe could help with and do something about. But at the same time, I don't know if I personally want to leave my wife in Hinlock and not go and try to do something.
Well, I think, yeah, we do want to save your wife and child. That's probably a priority, but we should get more information on what exactly is going on before we rush into a potential death trap.
But the more we wait, the less chance
We have
she's
no
safe.
way that we can see off of this island other than the ship that we found.
Is that the last ship?
It might be because they were hesitant to even bring us back because they said it's dangerous for them to go back, and the one lady didn't even want to go because she said there's almost no one left to bring back over.
Yeah, and the
Mm.
problem is that they're only doing journeys for as long as they have capacity. I don't know how they're defining that, but I kind of maybe sounded to me like it's not going to be that many more boats or trips that happen before they stop going to help the refugees.
So, are you guys saying that it's worth the risk to just hop on this boat without potentially understanding what we're getting ourselves into?
I don't think that even if
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that whatever we decide, we have to decide now.
I
agree.
I think we should vote on what to do here. I mean, at any rate, what does everybody feel like? I know for myself, as much as I want to stay and find out what's going on, we don't have the time for it. So I think
So
it's
what's the vote? Stay on the island and get and get more information and potentially find another boat, or leave now and for sure get across.
I'm reluctantly
Okay,
going to say go across on the boat.
all in favor of leaving, raise your hand.
Pardon, what was that?
All in favor of leaving.
Oh yeah, maybe I'm a bit biased, but I 100% am, and I need to go.
I
Me as well.
And all in favor of staying?
Tanakjan raises his hand. Or Tanakulum.
Fendril raises his wing.
looks like we have a tie.
All right,
Well,
we're leaving.
We're outnumbered, Pippin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess we're a democracy now. Let's get on this boat. Lonan, you're gonna need to put a hood over your head or something as we walk through the town.
Eri, can I have my cloak back, please?
Then I will be naked.
No, you can have your clothes back.
My clothes don't fit my dwarven body.
Yeah, she's been a dwarf this whole time.
Do you have to be a
She's
dwarf
a
still?
thick girl.
When we spoke to the guard, I was a dwarf, so I think it would be a little deceiving if I wasn't when we got back.
Also,
Lonan, I told you she's just gonna keep those. You should have never let her have them.
I know, right?
Also, anyway, part of a stipulation of our travel is that we can't take any beasts aboard.
And it's only for 4 people.
Oh yeah, that too. So
wait, I'm sorry, I can't bring Fendril with me.
Well, can you take Fendril into the snow globe with you?
Temporarily,
Probably.
for an hour or
For
so.
an hour.
I think we're gonna have to keep doing that, and then when you come out, we will have to hide you before you can jump back in.
Yeah, either that or you'll have to let Fendril go and hope that they follow.
That's no, I don't believe.
No.
I don't believe. Would I know if Fendril's old enough to like be able to follow?
Fendril like is a bit newborn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fendril's like a few weeks old.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't trust that Fendril's not going to be able to find his way.
Can you just, if you put Fendril like in your bag, will he just sleep?
Fendril's actually currently, like, I imagine, like, you always have this rope tied around Fendril this point. Fendril's, like, crawling up and down the tree to your left.
Yeah, I'm not really
Yeah,
keeping
like,
Fendril, like,
toddler.
I'm not keeping Fendril too hidden right now, because he's getting pretty big.
DM. Sorry, go ahead, Trav.
No, it's okay.
Yes.
While Knack and Erie were walking through the refugee camp, were there many guards other than the 2 we saw speaking hanging around?
You saw at every food or water area, there was at least a pair of guards. And in that gap between where the tent city was and the walls of New Dahlia, you could see that there is like a very constant patrol on the wall and in that gap.
Okay.
So at least a couple dozen guards.
All right.
Yeah, at least like a few dozen, not even a couple.
Well, Lonan, there was guards galore. So if you're afraid of being noticed between here and when we board the ship, you'll have to be in the snow globe for the duration of the trip.
The entire trip. And how long do you think this trip's going to take?
I have no idea. I've never been on a boat journey that long.
Based on the map and my incredibly high intelligence, DM, do I know how long a boat journey will be across the
You
strait?
can roll intelligence, but Lonan knows how long the journey will be.
How long will it
Wait, no, wait, let me roll.
be?
10.
Pippin, you can estimate that it is over a day. Lonan, you know that depending on the vessel, it could take anywhere from like 1 full day to 2.5, 3 days, depending on the vessel, and if it has a full-time crew to do both hours. The Florida Strait is quite large.
I might not
According
be.
to my calculations, it'll take a little bit over a day exactly.
It could potentially take a little bit longer. So you're telling me that
I doubt
I
it.
need to stay inside of a snow globe for this entire time? Well, I suppose we're basically just going to be doing nothing anyways aboard the vessel.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily saying that. Just until we get on the ship, and perhaps we can hide you somewhere on the ship.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be like a time skip.
What? Do you still have that like iron womb thing that you had made?
For Fendril?
Me?
Yeah.
Are you referring to what was inside of the cloak?
The thing that you held the egg in.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where Fendrel's gonna have to stay.
Right, that's why I was saying I'm going to need to have my cloak back.
Or I could just carry him.
Mike, I don't think you
No,
understand
we
it.
can't take any beasts. Remember, that was a stipulation.
Also,
Well, why can you not just take him into the snow globe with you?
that's what we're going to do, but then afterwards, what?
Well, then you're going to be hidden on the ship.
Well, hang on a second though. And then I want to think. Would I know that Fendril is attuned or not attuned to the snow globe based on
You
Lonan's?
you know Lonan is attuned to the
Yes,
snow
so that doesn't
globe.
like transfer to like.
No.
Okay.
They're two different creatures.
Hey, I just wanted to share.
You would know without a roll.
Yeah. Okay. Fendril can only stay in the snow globe for an hour, just like the rest of us if we're not attuned.
Right.
I'm still not seeing the problem. It takes us 45 minutes to get there. Right before we get on the ship, Fendril and Lonan pop out of the snow globe and then pop back in for another hour while we find a place to stash them. And then they pop back out once we're on the ship and they hide for the duration of the trip.
And what happens if we're strapped for time? For example, am I just going to be popping in and out of the snow globe?
Well, what other solution do you have?
What if you can't find a hidden spot for me on the ship?
What other solution is there, Lonan? We have to leave now. You want to leave the island. You either walk through the crowds with us and don't get on the ship because we're only allowed 4, or you go in the snow globe.
But if I have my cloak, then I can transfer.
You can't. There's only 4 allowed on the ship.
Wow, hang on. Why doesn't Fendril go in the cloak while Erie's wearing it?
That's what I said, and you said no because no beasts are allowed.
But it's hidden, right? Is
But
it
that's
hidden?
what I said, and you said no.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I misunderstood what you meant by. This is like an aside. I misunderstood what you meant by.
All
that,
right,
so-
let's try this and hope that I don't end up behind bars. That's all I have to say.
So I will
Yeah.
say something that you all know. You can go in the snow globe for 1 hour a day total.
Yeah, we know.
Oh, I thought it was like a 1 hour repeated. So like you.
No, 1 hour
No,
a day.
no. And you can't
1
go in
hour.
again until the next day.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Basically, we have to get him on the ship within the hour.
Mm-hmm.
It has
Sure.
been about an hour of you guys conversing at this point.
Already? What? We're
guys
talking
have
in slow motion?
wow.
I
Pippin, it's been 2
want
hours now.
my
Yeah.
cloak.
I
this
vote
conversation that
no.
took 5 minutes on Discord took an hour.
fine. It takes half an hour.
Thank you.
That-
You guys each took breaks to think about things. Sorry.
and eat dinner.
Guys, hold on. Let's eat dinner.
I
To be
offered
fair-
to pause for like 25 minutes to think about something mid-sentence, and you guys were all just okay with it.
You guys don't accept what I'm saying. I'm gonna be harsher about all this now. I could be so much meaner.
Okay. So, all right, we're going. Get your little pet in your clothes. We're gonna make it on this ship before nightfall.
And I'll speak to Fendril real quick. Fendril, you're gonna go with Eerie now, okay? And Fendril's just like squawking and like moving around like
Just-
crazy. Yeah. I mean, Eerie, take
Yes.
good care of Fendril.
I will.
Roll
Don't-
an animal handling check for me, Yuri.
Sorry, opening my character sheet.
No, don't worry.
Ooh, natural one.
Oh my god.
Fendril hisses and scratches at Eerie and claws their way back onto Lonen's shoulders. Tail up with their barb showing at Eerie and hit.
Can I tell that this is like a sign of like Fendril just does not like Eerie at all?
You can tell Fendril is not comfortable with being with Eerie right now.
Eerie, I don't think Fendril's gonna be wanting to be around you.
Well, what do you want me to do?
I don't know. Perhaps
You
I
can't not go because of your pet.
do you not have a potion of some sort? Can you not make a potion, Pippin, for Eerie? Disguise potion.
I can disguise myself.
disguise
That's fine, but
myself.
I have to be in this form.
What form?
This
Of
dwarf.
a dwarf. She went and negotiated our deal to get on the ship as a dwarf lady. If she
Right.
shows up as a different person, they're not gonna know what's going on.
I understand.
Okay.
It's just fully a group of 4 different people.
Well, I can't handle this right now.
I know.
So-
You're
Alright.
very frustrated.
All right, I have an idea. Let's just get on the boat. I'm gonna turn Fendril invisible before we get there. He'll be invisible for a short amount of time until we get on, and then he will become visible again.
Okay, we still have one too many people. Lonan has to get in the snow globe.
We know that.
Or, yes, Lonan or somebody will need to get into the snow globe. But if Fendril is gonna stay on Lonan's shoulder, then maybe Gray needs to get into the snow globe.
Oh, well, then Lonan, you might be risking the guards knowing who you are. I don't know what else to say.
Why can I? Okay, then let me inside the snow globe first, and you guys only have. I don't know
Loren,
how.
you are the one who is attuned to the snow globe
Yeah.
right now because you guys did that last time. So you can spend, I think it's 12
But
hours.
it-
12 hours, yeah.
Which is bring Fendril with you into the snow globe.
Right.
But
That's
Fendril can only spend an hour in there.
right.
Yeah, that's we'll get him in before we get to the docks.
So
Okay.
this is how it's going to happen then. As soon as we get to the town, Fendril goes inside the snow globe. Fendril, and I'm looking at Fendril in the eyes. You go inside the snow globe.
How can he do it? He can't speak words and put his claws.
Somebody
on.
else can bring him inside the snow globe and then come out.
I
Is
think
that
that's
true?
how it works.
I don't think that's true.
Does Fendril need to say the command word?
Someone
Yeah.
needs to carry Fendril in.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Someone
can't
needs
do
to
that?
carry Fendril in.
So I can.
Maybe you haven't tried.
Let's try right now.
Let's try that right now. Here,
Ronan, go
It
ahead.
takes about an hour to attempt.
no, Lonan, don't. I'll try to go in. Let me see Fendril.
All right, Fendril, go over there and be nice to
She's
Knack now.
Rubbing her eyes like.
How does Fendril react to Knack?
How does Knack roll a animal handling check?
Not bad.
Oh my goodness.
He's okay with it. He doesn't seem like overjoyed, but Fendril will only claw playfully at Knack's arm.
Comb my beard while you're down there. Leave my arm alone.
Continues at your arm.
And,
Bites it a little bit.
I'll go to the snow globe and I'll put my hand on it and I'll say Vitrol. Vitrol.
And you will appear in the snow globe with Fendril in your arms.
Okay, I'll leave the snow globe.
Okay. And Fendril will be in your arms.
Okay, that works.
Okay, now
Alright.
go get him out. You can only spend an hour in there, and you're wasting time.
No, he's in
No,
his
he's
arms.
out,
You
he's
didn't
out.
Put him down.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see him. He just blends into your beard.
How does Fendril look after like coming out of the snow globe unwillingly?
Fendrel's just kind of looking around
Okay.
and kind of like cooing and like moving their head towards you, Lonan, and trying to
I will be back,
wiggle back.
Fendril. Stay safe and stay with Knack. And like Knack, I'm gonna give you Fendril for a little bit.
Okay, thanks.
Then
And I'll
I'm
make
going
sure
in
I
the
secure
and
the
I
rope as
Vitril,
well.
and I'm in the snow globe.
Hi,
All right, let's go.
Lonan.
Hi,
Let's go. We're
Vitril.
running.
Onward.
Okay.
Finally.
This has been an hour
After
and a half talking.
3 hours, you guys finally. No, it's been about 20 minutes, half an hour total of you guys' conversation and these tests. So you guys are heading back. It is approaching 5. You guys don't have an accurate time teller, so you're going based on the sun, which
I have
is starting to
perfect
dip,
time abilities.
which is starting to dip down lower towards the horizon. So it is getting close to sundown. So you guys are just making your way back towards the tent city. How are you doing that? What are you doing?
I am going to take a potion bottle and I'm going to mix and drop 3 little drops of different colored liquids into it. And I'm going to shake it up. And then I'm going to dump all the color all over myself. And then it's going to like melt over me. And when it hits the ground, I'm going to I'm casting Disguise Self to make myself look like a dwarf. I'm going to be a dwarf woman with like a pigtail beard.
You're a fairly
And
tall
pigtail
dwarf.
hair.
Though.
Pippin is not very tall. He's 5'5". I'm going to make myself...
Oh, so you're not that
Dwarf.
tall. You're taller than average for a dwarf.
Pippin is a half dwarf, so...
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a 4'4" dwarf woman with pigtailed hair and pigtailed beard.
Okay. But the pigtail beard is only like an inch out from your chin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess we're just walking like determinedly.
Yeah, so it'll take you guys about another 45 minutes to get back to the docks. What are you guys doing once you guys are approaching? You guys are close to the docks. You haven't encountered anything strange that you guys have noticed on your path through the tent city. Are you making any stops? Are you going straight to the docks? What are you doing?
We're going straight to the docks.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys make it to the small seaside town that basically manages just as these docks. And you can see that the ship, you can see some of the guards seem to be moving some boxes and crates around on the top. And you can see at the helm the tall white dragonborn woman writing on her parchment.
Walk up towards her and be like, "We have returned, and we have brought help."
Give me a moment.
Hello.
And she's on the boat and you guys are on the dock. So she takes a moment and climbs down.
Oh, hello.
Welcome. So it is
I'm
the
a
4 of
dwarf.
you.
The 4 of us.
Where's Fendril right now?
In the snow globe.
You
Oh,
guys
no.
did
No.
not say a word about putting Fendril in the snow globe. And I asked many times what you guys were doing.
I forgot.
I don't have it. It would be Naka has them.
Laka is just holding.
He is hiding under my
No,
beard.
you did not say that.
No.
Well, there's a chance he could be.
Roll animal handling, and you have to get like a nat 20 in order to have this work.
So close. 18.
What is that?
That's his seeing eye wyvern.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Hi, I'm Sally, their daughter.
Well, Sally, I said no animals, no beasts, nothing of the sort on this ship.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. This is my familiar, and it helps you with my healing magics.
You can roll a oh god, what is
Clever. What a big brain.
I haven't
Naka.
played
D&D.
Deception. Yeah, okay. I haven't played a D&D game in a while. Okay. You can roll Deception for me.
Oh my god!
That's a 2.
What did you roll? A 2.
That was so close to a 19 though. I mean,
I'm
16.
going to say it now. She also rolled a 2, but she has a +2 to her insight.
Oh, boo.
No.
So they're both just.
I'm not buying that. I know enough mages and bards to know that that is not true, sir. So, you know what? You can just leave before I call the guard and have you taken away.
We'll just throw it in the garbage and come.
I can go
Yeah?
set it free.
You'll throw the
Yeah.
garbage after. Sorry, Sally, your father lies to my face. Do you know who I am? Do you know how important I am to the opposition? How many of you sorry refugees I've brought over myself?
It's been.
Hey, lady. Hey, lady, go screw yourself. We don't want to get on your damn boat. I hope the guys skips you and your family.
You can see her between her scales on her
gonna
face, which are slightly thinner. You can see between her scales turning a vivid purpley red, and you can see bursts of frost coming out from
It's going
between her
through
closed
me.
jaw. I will give you one chance to leave before I take you out myself.
All right, everybody, let's calm down. Sally,
3,
Sally, come on.
2,
okay, we're
1.
going.
And as she takes a deep breath, do you turn away?
Yeah.
Knack does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling Pippin back.
And you will feel, it won't hit you, no damage. You will feel a burst of cold on your backs. And if you look behind you, you see the deck is covered in a layer of a small layer of frost and snow from her
Interesting.
draconic breath.
And as we walk away,
And
I
she
want
is storming back on the deck.
God dang it, Pippin.
I'm sorry.
yeah, Sally, what the hell?
She was
You
telling
know
us to get away
what it
anyway.
was to try and arrange this?
I'm sorry. I'm
That was our
sorry. I
only
got
trip.
really frustrated.
Well, do
I'm
you
sorry.
have 400 gold coins? Because I don't see any other way off this island. And I'm gonna like kick a rock.
Okay, what if we go back to the one person and everybody gets into the globe, and then we only pay 200?
Good idea.
Do we have
And then
200?
Gold?
I have platinum.
That'll work.
And what happens when 4 people pop out?
Well, we'll be in a room, right?
Well, I don't
Maybe
know how big that boat was. That might be.
The boat,
Might be
I
a bad
described
time.
the boat as very small.
Yeah,
It was
well,
like
that's like
the size
3
of like
people.
2 or 3 workers.
It was
Yeah.
a rowboat.
It wasn't a rowboat. It was a fishing vessel. It was just like a small family fishing vessel.
Okay, here's what's gonna happen. We're all gonna go quickly get in the snow globe. Erie is going to change appearance quickly and try to get us on the.
Oh, 1 second. Okay.
Sorry, Ear's going to what?
Erie is going to change appearance into something else quickly, and then
And go try to get us on the boat.
Get us
Good
on the
idea.
boat.
Good idea.
Always Erie trying to save the day when everyone else messes up.
We
Yeah.
forgot about Fendril, okay? That's everyone's
And
fault.
what exactly is Erie supposed to say to get on the boat this time?
I'm not
Alright,
very
here-
charismatic, so
Here,
don't
here you
have
go. I'll pitch you a character right now. You are not a dwarf. They don't like dwarves. You make yourself like a dragonborn, maybe a
I've never
handsome.
seen a dragonborn besides that woman.
Okay, hold on. I'm
You've
gonna
seen her.
Yeah,
hold
but
on. I'm gonna take a disguise self potion and I'm gonna dump it over top of my dwarf body, and as all the colorful potion.
Okay, I will give you 1 pause to do this.
Yes.
You are in the middle of a street, surrounded by people.
Am I not allowed to do magic?
I'm just letting you know that this is happening.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah.
Wait, did it
Erie,
already
come with
happen?
me.
No,
No,
this is everybody's one and only. You
Aw.
are in the middle of a street.
Too many
in front of
chances.
this dragonborn woman.
Too
You
many
have not
chances.
walked away farther.
also I should mention that
you walked
Fendril has
away.
about 10 more minutes inside that globe.
Fendril
What?
is not inside the globe. Fendril is in the hands of.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
I mean Lonan.
I have
No,
12
Lonan's
hours.
got 12 hours.
Oh,
I'm,
okay.
I can sleep in here if I want.
He's attuned. Okay. Turn I can make myself look like a Dragonborn if you need an idea of what a Dragonborn looks like. We can make up a character together. You can copy my illusion that I've made and make a real version for you, and then you can walk over and try to convince this lady. How's that sound?
Stressful.
Very stressful.
All right,
you
let's
got-
go.
All right, can we go somewhere out of sight?
You can roll a perception check to see if you can find somewhere out of sight.
Okay, I'm gonna roll that. Perception. Natural one.
You are in the middle of a full-blown tent city full of refugees, where the tents are spilling through this small town and filling between the houses, and there's very little street room alone anywhere to hide where there aren't people.
DM.
Okay.
What were the guards that I saw earlier? What race were they?
You couldn't tell what they were, because their backs were turned. You have seen a few Dragonborns just around in the tent city. Like, you see people constantly. Like, you've seen a whole variety of like kobolds, Dragonborn, humans
All right.
around.
I'm going to just walk away from the group to like a dark shadow, or even just shadow step to a shadow if there happens to be one I can see nearby.
You have to be in a shadow to shadow step as well.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'll just walk towards like, somewhere unpopulated that I can see.
You can roll perception.
Behind a
to see if you can
dumpster.
find some. There's no dumpsters.
Sorry, roll what?
A perception check.
Yeah,
Just
you're
be-
just gonna go walk into a phone booth and then change your clothes really quick.
Yeah, and this is so you can see if you can find like Pippin did. With a 16, you can see a small gap between a stoop in the building that is not too far away from you, that you think that, especially with your dwarven stature, that you can probably slip through pretty easily.
Okay. I stomp off angrily into there without saying anything. And I will try and think of a dragonborn male that I have seen while walking through this camp.
Okay, you can immediately just roll an intelligence check for me. What kind of attribute are you trying to go for? Just like a regular everyday?
No, maybe somebody that just looks kind of like not maybe like a little authoritative, like somebody who like is confident, and I don't know what that looks like, but
Yeah. So with a 17, you can definitely you turn into a large, barrel-chested, broad-armed, bronze dragonborn with a rounded, dull face with like a very snake-like face with
okay.
like almost tendril-like spines coming out from the back of your head that's tied in like a little ponytail.
Okay, and then I want to change the cloak into like the guard's uniform.
You cannot turn it into armor,
But-
but you can turn it into a similar cloak to what the white dragonborn was wearing, if you'd like, because
Okay.
that wasn't really armor; it was more just like cloth.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
that. And then
Okay.
I will walk back towards the group.
You have to like
Oh.
squeeze out now because it's a little tight, but you do manage to get back out.
And walk up to them and be like, "All right, everyone, get in the snow globe."
Hello, sir. Who are you?
It's
Oh.
Eerie. Everyone, shut up. Get in
Oh,
the
it's
snow globe.
Yuri.
Yuri.
Okay, hold on. Here, hold on. I'm gonna take a flower out of my bag that I picked when I was finding herbs, and I'm gonna use my magical tinkering, and I'm gonna do a little dropper on it so it smells like Old Spice, and then I'm gonna like put it in your lip.
Old Spice isn't a thing in this universe.
It is now.
Like
It smells like
I'm giving-
cloves and cinnamon and like
Yeah,
musky.
I'm giving this handsome dragonborn man some alchemy cologne that I just whipped up real quick.
Okay.
You
And then I'm gonna
nice.
Ye Old Spice.
Ye Old Spice.
And then I'm gonna go into the snow globe. Whoop.
Okay. In the middle of the street. I already said this was your last. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna disappear in the middle of the street.
Okay.
Who's holding the snow globe?
It's still
Knack, I think.
No one
like-
said. I imagine Pippin was, because Pippin normally has it.
All right, I will take the snow globe and hand it to Knack, or hand it to you, Eerie, and then disappear into it.
I will be like, ugh, and then I will walk off to the side somewhere.
You can walk up to the same area.
Yes, and be like, hurry up, get in.
I put my hand on it and I say Vigil.
Erie, if
What?
all else fails, use the shadows.
Yeah.
Vitrol.
Sorry,
And
what
then I
did you?
put it in my backpack. And I'm like, all right.
She throws the snow globe into the water.
Oh my god, could you imagine? We just we would just all die, right? So do I
So-
see them come into the snow globe now?
Yes, but as Erie puts the snow globe into her bag and walks over towards the same smoking older woman with tanned leathered skin and bleached white hair from the sun, we are going to take our break for the evening.
Oh, okay.
We've already been going for a little while. We will be going for a little bit while still after this. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Thank you all for sticking around, for being here so far. It's been really good. Episode 38, last one of 2020. Whoop, 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 whoop. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Everybody get up and stretch, get some water, take care of yourselves, and don't forget to
Stick around.
stick around.
Stick around.
And we.
Hey, welcome back
Oh.
to session 38 of All Fun and Dice. We're going to jump right back into the session. Last we left off, the Undertons kind of butchered a interaction to get on a ship back to the mainland Kadareth. But now Eerie transformed into a very large, muscular dragonborn dressed in the apposition garb is heading towards the original boat with the old fisherwoman, to try to get passage.
Mm-hmm.
So Eerie,
I will kind of puff myself up a little bit and just stand up straight and confidently walk towards her.
she's still smoking, hat over, looking towards the strait.
How much will it take for me to get off this crap hole of an island?
You're looking to get across.
I'm looking to be anywhere but here right now.
An apposition guard like you. Haven't heard anything like that before.
Well, I've done about all I can for these slackers around here. I want to see what I can do over there because I'm getting a little bit bored of pushing people around and hearing complaints all day long.
Right you are. Our quiet little island isn't so quiet anymore.
No,
I'm
it's changed a
surprised.
lot if you ask me.
Normally you fellas don't desert.
Oh, I'm not deserting. I've been told that I can just, I've been here long enough and I know enough that I've been sent to do any sort of recruiting I can, if you know what I mean.
Roll deception.
Not good.
Well, haven't heard anything sort of like that, but not really used to talking to opposition members. Why don't you come on board? It's a little company could be useful, you know? It's a few-day journey, just to let you know.
For it.
Okay.
What's your name, by the way?
Me? I'm Agatha. And
Oh.
yours?
My name? It's Luther.
Luth? Not a very dragonborn name at all.
Yes, well,
I'll have to
being
learn more
raised on
about
this
you.
island, you don't always get the kind of names you would elsewhere.
Well, come aboard, Luther.
Thank you,
And
my
as she'll
lady.
rub her hand against your chest,
And
as
I'll
you
grab
get
her
on the
hand
ship.
and I'll kiss the top of her hand.
Well, make yourself comfortable as I get us on dock.
And then I'll strut up onto the ship.
Yeah. And with that, we will jump into the snow globe briefly. Lonan, what have you been up to for the past hour or so?
So I've just been sitting there like my eyes are kind of like almost just like uncrossing them. I'm like almost crossing themselves as I'm sitting there listening to Vitriol tell me the longest story about nothing. Just like,
is quite interesting if you really think about it. Well, suddenly, you hear the footfalls outside of people in the snow.
And I'll run outside and kind of like just look through the door, and I notice that
it's Pippin, Gray, and Knack with Fendril in hand.
So I'll run up to the group. I'm sorry. What are you doing here?
Hey, the plan kind of went badly.
What
we
happened?
couldn't get into the ship. We forgot to do something with Fendril, and then the guard got mad that we were lying to her. So she told us no, and I freaked out and yelled at her.
Oh my god.
And so the solution was Aerie changed herself to look like a handsome dragonborn man, and now we're hiding in here while she tries to get us on the ship.
Why did
that's pretty much it.
I well, I kind of somewhat knew that something was going to happen. I mean, I didn't expect this to happen though. Fendril, come here then.
Lonan, to be honest, why are you so eager to leave the island? We could figure out what happened to the Merchant King. Here.
I suppose so. It's just
do you know, do you have friends on the island? You lived here, didn't you?
Yeah, but you got to understand that all my friends, imagine imagine what they would have done to all my friends and family at this point. They would have basically bombarded them with questions and made them believe that I wasn't so innocent. I mean, just considering how long it took you guys to convince, and you guys aren't even totally convinced that I am innocent. So, could you imagine if what my family might believe at this point for me running away? That somebody flees an incident like that. I mean, I can guarantee that they don't think that I'm innocent, much as I would tell them to.
Sure, that's fair and all, but our best chances of solving the mystery of what really happened with the dead Merchant King is on this island, and we're leaving it.
I understand, but I mean,
like, are you all right with that? Like, we might not get a second chance to come back here.
Isn't it a little bit late for that?
It is, I know, but you voted to leave.
Right. I just didn't think that going inside of a town that was, so at this point filled with gods all around, it's not like I'm going to easily be able to get my answers. You go around this area and start asking questions, you're not going to get very far without people pointing fingers at you as to why you're asking that.
I suppose so, but this was our best chance.
This was really our only chance.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I made the wrong decision then.
I want to help you, but I don't know if I can say that I won't change my vote. So if you guys want to,
it's too late now.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Like we might already be at sea.
Well, somebody could just pop out and see what's happening. I'm just saying that I feel almost like I'm betraying my wife by saying this, but I'm not going to be the one to do
it. I agree that you want to help your wife, and I think that definitely takes priority to solving a mystery. Like, your wife is still alive and needs help. I'm just surprised. I thought Lonan would want to look into what happened here.
I did, but I also wanted to take part in what everybody else thought as well too. I didn't want to be selfish in the fact of just right. We got Knack City, home city that's been taken advantage of. We have multiple situations going on with the Lugeist, and we kind of have to take priority on what's what. I suppose if you guys are willing, and I know Irias already mentioned that they would have stayed here. And Pippin, you're saying that you're okay with that. Perhaps we thought too quickly, and we could have potentially tried our best to do this in a timely fashion and then find our way out after.
What if the Lugeist and the Merchant King's murder are all connected?
You know what, Gray?
It's entirely possible, I
you're
guess.
onto something.
Maybe finding the Lugeist.
I'm gonna grab Pippin by the arm, and I'm gonna look Pippin in the eyes. Pippin, find a way out here, if we can. Find a way out.
What, right now?
Yes.
What do you mean? It's the Erie's on the boat. We've committed.
Yeah, and Pippin, whatever you need to do, disguise yourself. I don't know.
I will kill you all.
Pippin.
All right. I'm gonna disguise myself in the snow globe with a disguise potion, and I am going to make myself look like a elderly. Erie made herself into a copper dragonborn, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna make myself into an elderly copper-born dragonborn woman, like really old, in like a really floofy old dress, and I'm gonna say vitriol and pop out of the snow globe.
So it has been about 10 minutes from the moment you went in to the moment you're popping out here. Erie, you have just sat down on the boat while Agatha has just moments ago, you're probably only 3 minutes out from the docks, you were just now sitting on the boat next to her, and she's just like, it'll be a nice couple days. Well, all of a sudden, your bag expands. Pippin, you are in darkness.
What? And I'm gonna kind of throw
What
my
is
bag away.
happening?
I have no
Hello?
idea. What the heck?
I'm gonna pop out of the bag as an elderly dragonborn woman. Oh, there you are, dear.
What the hell is happening here? What in
I
the
was
question's
looking for
name?
you. Oh, my son. There you are. We must.
What
We
are you doing?
we
Who is
we
this?
must we must return back to
Luther?
Gardenia.
This is my mother.
Yes, I'm Gardenia. That's my name. I'm named after the island.
Oh.
Roll deception checks, both of you. Luther and Gardenia, the name of the current king and the name of the island
You
you're
could
leaving.
have thought something better.
I didn't realize you named yourself after the king.
Neither did I. Made up a name.
His
We
current
said the name of the
Luther of
king.
Hinn. That's the current merchant king.
Oh my god, I rolled really good for me. I have a -1 in charisma. I rolled
One
a
second, I
19.
have to roll.
I hate all of you.
You're so
I want that
lucky.
to be aware.
Luther! Why wouldn't you tell me your mother was in that bag?
I
I
didn't
tell her-
know she was. She's a pain in my butt, if you ask me.
Is this why you wanted to leave?
No.
When I was
Yes,
younger,
get away from her.
let's wait. I'm talking about my backstory. When I was younger, I was a circus performer, and I can contort my body and fit in bags.
Gardenia? I
No
do
one
not
cares,
care.
Mother.
We must return to the island. Your father is ill. Turn the ship around.
I have half a mind to do it right now, Luther.
I
What
demand
are you
it.
choosing? Are you choosing me or are you choosing your mother?
Sorry. I am so sorry. This is
Your
so
father-
embarrassing.
Your father, Worthington, is
This
on
is
the
so
island.
embarrassing.
These are not dragonborn like names. This is a
Yes,
very
we are-
suspicious
we are-
situation.
Our family, as you
We're-
can see, is
We're
not-
culturally, yeah, we're ethnically dragonborn, but culturally we're from the River Princedoms.
Roll deception.
No, I'm so bad at it. Stop making me roll.
Then stop lying.
Deception. 11.
Not even of Kadareth. How did you get a job? Is that even your uniform?
No. I'm from the River Princedoms. We immigrated here before. My son here is naturally born.
Gardenia, shut your pie hole. Madam,
I
Luther,
am offended.
you can choose right here and right now. Is it me or is it her? And they're just both old women.
I'm sorry. I have to choose my family first, always.
And I'm gonna snap my fingers.
Get off my ship.
How far are we from land?
You guys are like a few hundred feet now. Because it has been about like 5-10-ish minutes, and she didn't stop the boat because like you guys have been kind of caught up in the current. So you guys are quite a fair distance now from the
And
shore.
how do you expect us to get to land?
I don't care.
I have a bad hip. You'll condemn an old woman to drown?
Yes. If you don't know how to swim, you shouldn't live on the island.
I demand that you drive us to the shore at once.
Too
I
bad,
didn't
lady.
fight in the River Princedom Wars to be
Luther,
disrespected.
We could have been something great, and you
I
chose
know.
her.
You know, my love, I would have chosen you if I had
My
any
love,
choice.
my love. 5 minutes and it's my love before you just chose her.
It's my mother.
Your mother that you said you were sick of and trying to get away from.
Family you crazy. You still must stick by them.
Then get off my ship.
We can't even have a rowboat.
No, I'm going fishing.
I will drown.
Is there crew on the ship other than her?
No, it's just her.
Okay, I grab my mother's hand and I angrily walk out of the cabin that we're in.
There's no cabin.
All right.
So the way the ship is just like the little like docking area that's like partially covered, and you can see that there's like a bedroll that is like rolled up on the side, and you can tell she just like kind of sleeps in this covered
Okay. I
area.
just walk towards the rowboat and I start untying it.
There's no rowboat because it's it's a really small ship. There's not a rowboat in it.
Erie, let's just knock her out.
She's the only one on the ship.
Yes, and yeah, unless there's someone hiding in the hall, this is the only person you know who's on the ship.
Well, Mother, what do you think we should do?
I think we should do this, and then I'm gonna take a bottle and splash it on the lady, and I'm casting reduce.
Oh my goodness.
Drink her.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Sorry, I didn't prepare because I just did this instantly. I'm shrinking her down.
Yeah.
Enlarge, reduce. Reduce. The target size is halved in
What's
all.
my saving throw?
Constitution.
11.
You fail.
So you look at her and like the potion splashes over her, and her head shrinks down really tiny first. What have you done to me? As she shrinks down farther and farther. Down, how much? Half the size?
Half the size.
To the size of a halfling child. So she's about
All right,
2
throw her
feet tall. 2.5 feet
overboard.
tall.
Do you know how to steer this ship?
No, what are you doing? What are you
Throw
doing?
her overboard. Throw her overboard. It doesn't last long.
Why do you let me go?
Erie!
Luther!
Erie, throw her overboard.
Oh my, this poor lady, dude. I feel so bad. All
We've ruined her life.
all
Like, they're screaming at me. So I'm like,
roll,
And she just goes like,
roll me roll me a strength. Just a strength roll. Not your saving throw, just a normal strength roll.
I'm not strong.
Yeah.
such a, oh,
Not a
man.
saving throw, you said?
Yeah, not a saving throw.
Okay. Ooh!
Nice.
16. She goes far. She goes like 30 feet into the water with a splash.
Oh,
And she
geez.
hits the water, and you see her just floating there for a second before she like perks up and shakes her head and looks around and sees you and starts swimming
towards
Oh.
us.
towards you guys.
All right, get everyone out of the snow globe. I'm gonna pop into the snow globe.
As this
Guys, we
little
need-
dragonborn woman.
Everybody out of the snow globe, and then I'll pop out of the snow globe.
Vitral. And then I get out.
And Vitriol comes out on Lonen's shoulder as a little monkey as well, looking around.
And I look
All right,
around.
time to go.
I'll get out too.
I'll get it.
Does someone know how to drive this boat?
Nope.
I was never a sea traveler.
I go and I grab the wheel of the ship and I start trying to turn it around.
Turn it around. You're trying to go. Where are you trying to
Where
go?
are we going?
We want to get back to the island.
Why?
We've kind of talked about potential.
I was like, oh my god! And I start turning it around back towards the island.
Turning. So, okay. So she.
Where's
Roll
the
me
guy?
an intelligence
crash.
check.
Oh, no.
How
Sorry,
long
say
does
again?
the enlarge reduce last?
Enlarge reduce lasts for a minute.
Okay. It is roll an intelligence check.
Me?
Ooh.
Eerie. Remember, she only got thrown 30 feet off the boat.
Do I see her in the water?
Yes, you see her swimming.
Nice.
And by the time Eerie turns the boat around, she is back to her full size and clambering up the side of the boat. Luther!
Oh no!
And she's climbing up the side and she looks to see
I dump
you.
another potion over the side of the boat and cast reduce again.
11 again. So she
turns
is
little.
tall but holding on.
Okay, I kick her off. I kick her in the head.
Rolled a hit with a strength attack, unarmed attack.
Strength. Oh,
What's
God.
happening?
I'm so confused.
Ariel, 4.
Is this
Or
murder?
she dodges through and like flips herself really small onto the deck. Get off my boat! As she like lunges towards Eerie, your feet. Get off my boat!
You're taking us to the shore.
I'm
I'm taking you nowhere.
Where's the snow globe at right now?
Who cares? We're trying to get back to shore.
I'm gonna launch.
The snow globe is in Eerie's backpack,
Okay.
and
You won't
Eerie is
pop-
like,
Oh, I took it out to get all of them.
okay, then it's in Pippin's hand.
I'm gonna reach for the small lady and try to touch the snow globe and say Vitriol at the same time.
Okay, and as you go in, your grasp loosens, and you go into the snow globe alone.
Ugh.
Because you cannot force someone into the snow globe unwillingly.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And it was a good idea, but you can't force someone unwillingly. So,
Okay, listen, lady, you're gonna take us back to shore right now.
I will
or we're
do
gonna
nothing of the
kick-
sort. As she's
We're gonna-
dive under the steering wheel and pull out a knife.
Okay, we're gonna kick your teeth in if you don't bring us back to the shore.
Well,
Calm down,
this is my
Pippin.
whole livelihood. How am I supposed to live without my ship?
We'll get the ship. We just want to get back to shore.
Oh,
Take
I
us
will...
to the docks.
Luther, I'm turning you in as soon as we get to the shore.
And I'm gonna be
I
like,
will know
good
you.
luck catching me, and I'm gonna turn into like a bunch of different creatures like really quickly. You'll never know.
Oh.
Right?
Ah!
I'm pretty. Isn't that an ability you have?
Huh?
I believe that's an ability you have that has an effect for
What?
being a changeling. That doing that rapid change.
Oh really? I just
Yeah,
said I was gonna do it.
it's okay. Yeah, right now you can just do it. Roll intimidation for me.
Okay.
You
Oh,
do it with
that's
advantage
cool.
because you're making use of your changeling prowess.
13.
13.
She's. I know you can do it,
And
but
we'll
can all
leave you-
your friends?
Yeah, I turned back into Pippin.
I'm
about
just gonna
you,
step
fella?
back with my hands up.
He can't. I know his face.
Summon your horse.
I summon my horse.
Okay, so let me get this straight. On a fishing vessel meant for 3, there's 5. There's already 6 of you, and now you're
What
trying
are you
to.
talking about? We're on a giant ship for the
No, you're in the fishing vessel.
It's a small little fishing vessel.
big one.
No.
I typed that earlier. Yeah, I thought that's what we were doing too. Is you were going to go back
No,
to the big
I
one.
said you went to the weathered-skinned old woman
No,
with the gray hair on the
No,
fishing
no.
vessel.
That is not what we wanted to do. She made herself into a dragonborn to seduce the other dragonborn.
Yeah.
I said clearly that it was the human leathery woman.
It
on the
was not
small
clear.
fishing vessel. I said it several times.
It's not clear.
Alright, that's fine. We
Well,
already
I
I
still
guess
summon my
on that.
horse.
I said this old woman like
It's
so many
good.
times.
It's all good.
Okay,
Alright.
can we like bonk her on the head and put her like steer our way back to shore, please?
Can we even be all on the ship right now? On the boat?
Okay, are you
It's crowded.
summoning? Are you summoning?
He already
Vigilant?
said it.
How much room do we have with everybody on there right now?
So it's
Not
fine.
much.
I guess you would summon in the water.
No,
I mean,
you
don't
can
tell him you thought we were on a bigger ship, to be fair.
Would we
Summon your
sink? Would
underwater
we
personal
sink?
Water.
you can roll a
Yes.
quick intelligence check for me.
I summon him.
Well,
Rolling a dice. As
What
a
is
rift
happening?
opens up in the hull of the ship, this large steed, Vigilance, appears,
And I'm gonna say this
and
is my
you
true
hear a crack, and you feel not Vitriol, you feel Gray,
Vitriol.
a sense of like urgency and distress coming from Vigilance as you see 2 of his hooves have smashed through the floor of the
Oh,
hull
oh
and is
no.
beginning to let water in.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Go away! Dismiss.
And he disappears into like a puff of flame and smoke. But water is still starting to seep into the hull of the vessel.
My true form was too powerful.
Now, do you want to stay out at sea?
I'm not bringing you back with me. If I am, you're all coming to that position. There's a lot of them on the island right now.
I'd like to see you try.
Okay, old lady, we will destroy you if you don't take us back to shore.
You already ruined my boat. I might as well be dead.
How far from shore are we at this point?
You guys aren't really moving back too quickly because you kind of just turned around. But you guys are probably like 200 feet from shore now.
Oh my god. I wish I was an evil alignment character.
I'm going to I'm going to ready my bow while I'm inside the snow globe, and I'm going to vitriol out,
Okay.
and I'm going to attempt to shoot her in like the toe with my bow, and I'm going to see if I can hit and do something.
Oh no!
Roll the hit.
You're gonna kill this woman.
Let's see.
It'll have to be a high roll. It'll have to be over 20 to hit the toe. If not, you just hit her.
25.
It hits
Nice.
the toe.
Perfect. And
Roll
I'm
your
going
damage.
to
Roll
Nope.
your damage.
Okay. Oh, roll damage first. Oh, we lost Rachel.
Yeah, roll damage to see how much it does to her.
All right, and then I can just do on the screen, right?
Actually, no, don't roll damage because you specifically want to hit the toe. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't want
So,
to do
like
too much.
minimum damage.
So it pierces the arrow pierces her big toe.
I'm going to use what is it? Beguiling? Is that what it is? Beguiling arrow?
Is that the one you took?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, what do I have to roll?
Okay, so the creature is hit with arrow takes an extra 2d6 psychic damage and
So
chooses.
you have to roll the 2d6.
I do, yeah.
damage.
And choose an ally within 30 feet of the target. The target must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw, or is charmed by the chosen ally until the end of next turn.
Who's charming? Who's getting charmed by?
I will let Knack charm them.
So okay, so wisdom.
Uh,
3 on my wisdom save,
okay, so you fail.
and do 2d6 damage.
So I have to roll 2d6, right? Oh man, please don't kill
Yeah.
this person. I'm sure I don't know how much HP
She's
they
like
have.
a peasant.
1, 2, 3 damage.
Okay, she like grips her head, and a little bit of blood comes out of her nose as she looks up, and she looks around, and as she looks at Knack, her pupils widen.
Hang on a second.
You
Before you
look
do that,
familiar.
he didn't add his bonus damage, or is it just a flat?
No, because I didn't.
I said he.
I
That's
didn't
the
get to.
bonus damage.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
Yeah, I said because he specified he wanted to hit the toe, and I put the criteria. He's not doing the initial damage, but he has to do the psychic damage.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's the
Right.
3 psychic damage.
Yep. Okay, perfect.
You look familiar.
Yes, you are just about. And then I kind of pause for a second.
I'm gonna say in Dwarvish, tell her that you're her husband.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say through gritted teeth. Yeah, you were just about to take us back to the port at New Dahlia.
Okay, roll a persuasion roll with advantage because she is charmed. Why did you choose Knack?
I don't know.
I don't know why.
You
Yep.
have 3 charisma. You have like 2 people with high charisma, and you choose Knack.
Ooh, nice.
16 to start. Okay, what's your advantage roll?
Oh, nice.
16.
Yeah, wow.
So let me roll. She will look up at you. You're right. The ship is sinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I need to get us back. And she will stand up and begin to steer the ship back towards the docks of New Dahlia. The boat slowly taking on water. Agatha, the old woman, driving the boat back to dock. that is where we're gonna end episode 38 of
Jeez.
All Fun and Dice, the last episode of 2020. Of course, it is the most chaotic thing that's ever happened. Guys, I said the leathery, gray-haired woman like 3 times
Yeah,
as you were walking up to her and talking to her.
that I literally somehow did not catch that. In my mind, I was like,
Oh my
we're
God.
going on the ship. It doesn't
That was-
matter. This has been just fine.
Hey, I used my new arrow. That's cool.
Yeah, you used your regalia, so that's cool. Make sure to mark that down for next session.
Yep, I wrote
For
it down.
next year's session.
Boo.
Yay!
Thanks for ruining everything again, guys.
Oh my god, nothing
Yuri-
ever goes.
Logan told me to get out.
That was so funny.
You
Do something.
It was actually very clever to be Erie's freaking loot. You guys chose the names of 2 of the most recognizable things on the Isle of Gardenia.
Register in my
My
brain.
name is also Gardenia.
It was just the first name that came to my head.
It's just so funny that Luther of Hen, who's literally like the king of all of Kader. It's just funny that I think it's a very eerie thing to do to like jump to that name.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
honestly like the first name. I know obviously I had heard it and so it was in my brain, but I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that's really funny.
Oh, well, guys, super fun session. Really interesting. I'm very excited to be playing next year. We're taking the 25th off to do some of our social distance and online. Social distance means online Christmases at this point with our families. And we hope everybody has a fantastic holiday season. I hope if you have already celebrated holidays or you have holidays coming up, that you have a great time. We will be back our regular 7 o'clock on January 1st, 2021 in 2 weeks. If you guys are new to the stream and you want to catch up on all the episodes, all 38 of them now, you can go to youtube.com/allfunandgames. We have all the episodes uploaded there, as well as a recap that our good old Travis did up until episode 27. You can follow Travis here on Twitch to watch his like regular scheduled streams all through the week. And if you want to follow Trav on Twitter, you can keep up with him at AllFunTV.
Fun and Games TV.
Fun and Games TV. I always get that one wrong.
Mhm.
But thank you everybody for being here, and don't forget to
Stick around.
Stick
Stick around. Next year.
Bam, bam.